Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Because we turn our attention to the work of the Financial Services Commission. They're engaging very shortly with you in a public consultation as they also prepare to launch their website, and we can't wait to hear what we can expect from these public engagements. We're joined this morning by the Deputy CEO Acting, Denise Hinds-Jordan. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Welcome. Next to her is Carol Nicholls, who is the Chief Operations Officer. Morning, Carol.
Good morning.
Good to have you. And Alicia Bascombe, she's a talker.
I am.
She's the Manager of Corporate Communications and Public Education. Good morning to you, Alicia.
Good morning, Pearson. Thank you.
CEO, I'll start with you, Deputy CEO, because there are a lot of people who hear the term Financial Services Commission, but they don't have a clue as to what you do. So what do you do?
So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share this with Barbados, because it's actually vitally important for you to understand what we do. We're essentially the regulator of the non-bank financial sector. That is your insurance companies, the agents, the salesmen. Is also the regulator for the capital market. So that's the securities companies, your mutual funds, your mutual fund administrators. It's the regulator for the credit unions. Most of Barbadians have a credit union account. We're the ones who ensure that we set standards by which the business operate so that your money is safe. You want to make sure you put your hard-earned money in, it's there. And we also regulate occupation pension funds.
When you say regulate, could you break that down for us a little bit more as to what day, minute by minute, almost moment by moment, your functions are?
Well, moment by moment may take a little bit long, but certainly we set standards. So we, like any regulator, there's a set of legislative standards,
Right.
so the number of acts that we administer. But beyond the acts, we set the guidelines and guidance notes. So guidelines are a little more formal. They're legislative in terms of they have the power of legislation. But guidelines tell you how to do something. Guidance notes explain the details of what that really means. And so we license you. Then we give you the rules for operation, so we have a level playing field. Think of us like a referee.
Right.
You know, we set the kind of rules, we make sure you play by those rules, and when you don't play by those rules, there are sanctions. You can get some time out, you can get kicked out the game, right? But it's just like that. And so that's really what we do as the regulator. We're there to make the system work for you. Our main mandate is consumer protection. Our second, it's not really secondary because this is true for both of the regulators, they're two in Barbados, and it's really about the stability of the financial system.
So if I, as one of the members of the organization, the groups, the financial services that you offer, and I choose to change the rules of my game, do I have to come back to you first?
Well, it depends on which rule you're changing. We set broad mandates in terms of guidelines. How you internalize that in your company really depends on you. But as long as you meet the standards we set. Okay. So I may give you a guidance note because they're principle based, so they have to be proportional. And by that, it simply means if you're big and complex, I expect a lot more detail. If you're small, not so complex, you know, your rules may be slightly different, a little bit softer, if there's such a word. But it's really about making sure that you follow the standards set. So if your changes fit into that standard, no, you just don't need to come back to me. But if you start to go outside of that, then we have a long discussion, and that discussion can get a little more interesting.
Something tells me, Carol, that's what this public consultation is going to be about, and you're going to have some very active engagement. Let's talk a little bit about what we can expect in the upcoming public consultation.
Well, thank you, Pearson, and good morning. Let me start from the very beginning. The Financial Services Commission is a state-owned enterprise, and we operate under the Public Finance Management Act. It is mandatory for SOEs to have a public meeting once every 2 years. So that's where we're starting.
All SOEs?
So remember that legislation was established in 2019. We're not the first out the blocks, but we're required.
Okay.
And therefore, we need to have this public meeting to satisfy three main objectives. One, to report on the results of our most recent financial year. We also describe for you the state of our business. And we also give you a peek into the next 2 years. So that's where we started. So we need to have this public consultation and this public meeting. Why is this? In fact, that act was established to allow for the improvement of public financial management. Essentially, it's setting out best practice for public enterprises because we manage the public purse. And This public consultation comes at a very good time because we are undergoing transformation. We refer to ourselves as FSC 2.0 because we're transforming ourselves. There's significant changes that are being undertaken, primarily in our digital transformation, but most importantly with our people, our structure, our talent, because that's the most important asset any entity can have. And we have some very ambitious targets. We have 6 strategic priorities, and we have multiple projects that are running concurrently. So anyone who is fortunate enough to be with us on Friday will be able to hear more about those opportunities and what we plan to do to increase our stakeholder engagement or innovation, because this sector is actually evolving at an exponential rate and we need to be future fit. So that's why we're having this, and we look forward to all the feedback that we can have.
And so, almost called you Carol. Alicia, talk to me a little bit now about what we can expect in terms of the launch of the website. Why are you revamping your website? And with this revamp, what are you hoping to be able to achieve?
Right. Thanks, person, for the question. So when you think about a website, it's one of the first places that people will visit, right? When they hear about any entity, whether that's a private business or public. And so we want that when people go to the website, immediately it resonates with what they want to see or what they need to see. You can almost think of it as the first voice that we have with our publics. And so we want to have a website that is engaging, something that is fresh and dynamic. And hopefully, those who are watching this morning or those who are listening, if they've seen what our website was like before and they visit it now, I believe that they too can attest to the fact that we've done some major work to try to make it a lot more fit for purpose. So the whole idea of having a website that is appealing is important for us. And so when people visit the website now, and they can visit it now, but of course on Friday we'll have the big launch around it. But they'll see aspects of it that were not there before. So key statistics, for example, related to the sector, that's right up there as soon as you get on the homepage. And that is one of the frequent requests that we get from our stakeholders. They want numbers. So those numbers are now readily available. Being able to search our website as well for those that we regulate or supervise, that's also very easy to do now as well. So there's a lot more that we're doing with the site to really make it fit with our FSC 2.0 brand. But yeah, so that's just one of the things that people can look forward to hearing more about on Friday.
They've gone HD.
Yes.
As we say, my neck of the world.
Yeah.
And so Denise, bring comfort to people's conscience and their minds, because we now met with all of these hackings and so forth. What comfort can you give to folks when they engage with your website that the information they mine or the information which they share is secure?
Well, the information on our website is not information that you are going to be, I think, worrying so much about the security. What we share is internal information. So we're sharing the number of registrants, which is there, and there's no, and let me roll that one back. The first thing you need to understand is that we have a very strong IT department, and I say that without any reservation. And so in terms of our own internal standards around cybersecurity, those are very, very strong. We actually issue guidance to the industry about the expectation on cybersecurity. But having said that, the type of information you have there isn't one that you should be worried about accessing. It's information on the registrants. It's information on the size of the sector. It's information that actually helps you to do your business. It tells you what the expectations are from the regulator for our registrants. So when you go into to do business, for instance, with an institution, we have standards around, say, governance. So it gives you a chance to even ask some of the questions so you can get some internal comfort about the institution in which you're engaging with. And so it's that type of information. We also use it to share information. So very, very, very recently, you would have heard persons talking about transactions or investment opportunities that you then hear that maybe they're not sanctioned. And you can go on our website and you will see where we say to you, if you're looking for a legitimate investment, these are the characteristics. This is what you should see. You can see who's registered to provide that type of business by coming onto our website. So it provides clarity of information as such. It's not a website where you go and you enter your own personal data.
That's good to hear.
Pearson, may I add something
Sure,
to
of
that? Yes, Denise. Our website was really subjected to rigorous penetration testing,
Good.
as is our system in general, really. We take cybersecurity very seriously. It is on the board agenda, and we recognize that the safety of personal identifiable information is top of mind. So we want to just reassure everyone that we haven't overlooked that aspect of it. So Denise is quite right. We are as resilient as we can be.
And I'm comfortable now that you've said that. I'm sure our audience is as well. So who's going to tell me when is the public consultation? Where is the public consultation? What time is the public consultation?
I'd be happy to give you those details, Pearson. So it's on Friday evening. So that's always a good time for people to come out and just unwind at the end of the week. It's on Friday at 6 p.m. at the Hilton Barbados. And it's going to be for just about 2 hours or so. We're not taking up your entire night. You can still head up to Oistins or wherever after. All right. But it will be a rich time, an engaging time, a real informative time. And so we're inviting not just those that we regulate. I mean, they're important, but we really want the wider public to come out and take the opportunity to ask any questions that they may have. There were recent developments, as Denise alluded to, in the media, you know, where they had a lot of questions, right, about things surrounding investments and the role perhaps that the FSC plays in overseeing things like that. And this is the perfect opportunity for them to come out and pose those questions or any others that they may have.
That is so important to hear indeed. So it's not just for those in the service sectors at the moment, it's for all of us.
Everybody.
Really, because we all engage with these products as we go, and so we want to be able to ask the questions we want answers to.
Yes.
And to hear the answers that we want to hear as well, and perhaps offer suggestions, I suppose, because none of us knows it all. And so if we can all engage in that kind of way, it becomes truly beneficial one way or the other. So it's happening this coming Friday.
Yes.
Hilton Barbados,
Yes.
starting at 6 in the evening.
6 p.m.
Right after work is all done, pack yourself up, you're going to the Hilton Hotel. If you've nothing to do, get on the bus early, we're going to Hilton Hotel. And you can accommodate all of us. You can accommodate as many as possible.
Well, the Hilton itself is limited in size, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
We would love to host everybody, but let's just say there will be limited capacity. But we invite people to visit our website and RSVP so that we have an idea of your intent to be there. But following this forum, there will be other opportunities for them to still engage with us. So even if they can't make it on Friday, we have our website available with all the email addresses available for you to reach out to us, and we'd be happy to engage that way as well.
You said visit the website and RSVP. Carol, what's the website address, first of all, so people know it? And how is it easy to find how to RSVP?
It's very easy. It's fsc.gov.bb.
Easy.
Very easy. FSC. I know that we're normally confused with another entity with a similar name, but that's even more reason why you should come and visit us and learn more about us and what we do. And we are really considering this as really important, essential, because an entity is judged by the quality of its website. So the website is there primarily to help with regulation, but we also see it as an opportunity for members of the public to look at any employment opportunities we may have. We see it as a channel through which we can do our recruitment drives, and eventually, over the longer term, we expect that we will have a payment portal there. So I think what is most important, though, is that we are working towards business 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so that we can have our clients worldwide access us. And whereas we might have had some manual processes in the past, we are looking at how we do things. Business facilitation is right up there on our agenda, and we hope to be able to automate those processes through the functionality of our website.
Yes. And further to what Carol said, Pearson, in terms of how you can easily find that RSVP site, once you go onto the website, it's right there in our slider graphic at the top. You'll see FSC 2.0, the event. Just click on that, and it'll take you straight to the reservation spot.
We're showing folks as we speak on the screen
Oh,
as well,
lovely.
so they're watching and they're paying attention. So fsc.gov.bb.
.bb.
FSC, got to sound it so they can hear it clearly. fsc@gov.bb, and you'll see right there on the slider the RSVP option for you. And basically, you're registering and you're saying, I will attend. And attend because there's a seat reserved for you. It's on Friday, 6 o'clock. The Hilton Barbados is a public consultation for those already in the services sector, the financial services industry, but for all of us who engage with the many myriad products that are being offered by these sectors as well. It's for all of us to come, ask questions, hear for ourselves the answers, and then you can be well informed and make better judgment as well. And so, Denise, this is only a part of what you do at the Financial Services Commission, and I like the fact that there is innovation.
Correct.
It is so important, and as Carol would have said, also facilitating business in a digital way where I can be anywhere at any time and conduct my business.
Correct, correct. So we actually have, as one of our strategic priorities, as Carol would have shared, a whole strategy around innovation. And innovation in our case is not just about fintech innovation, it's any innovative product or alternative way of offering the service to our consumers. We're proud to say we actually have licensed persons in the fintech arena. And so for us, this is just part of that evolution.
Right. Got to leave it right there. But ladies, I wish you well with this initiative. I'm excited by it because it's a public consultation and people have questions. And I'm glad that you're not afraid to meet the people, to hear from them, and to be able to respond to them as well, and to create a portal that allows people to engage with you in real time as well. Denise Hinds-Jordan, the Deputy CEO acting with the Financial Services Commission. Next to her, Carol Nicholls, who is the Chief Operations Officer. She runs the whole thing, I'm telling you. And you can hear it coming out of you, Carol. This is the way we do it. And Alicia Bascombe, who is the Manager Corporate Communications and Public Education. Ladies, I wish you well with this. And thank you for being so strong in what you do, because it's the confidence that we need to know that when we engage with these products, that you have our backs.
We do.
Thank you for being the strong regulators that you are. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Pleasure.
Morning, morning, morning.